Live from AmFam Field, on camera with a tie, making us all look bad.
He looks good.
But he also makes us look smarter because of all the insight he gives us. It is our buddy Dom Catroneo of 620 WTMJ. Dom, good morning. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Dress for the job you want, not the job you have, right?
Some say that. I barely dress appropriately for the job I have. So here's the deal.
You are talking to the wrong crowd on that one.
Yeah, no, he looks.
Radio,
you look,
know the drill.
dude. You look great. I'm serious. Like I am. You're dressed to the nines, as they say. Speaking of people that underperform. Jesse Nelson last year, as you know, because we discussed this with you, he's very excited to put to bed his most stupid thing he's ever said, which is really, there's a lot of competition for that title. But when he thought we should be having a conversation about Pat Murphy's job status in May, he has never lived that down. You've been around ball a long time. You know ball. Have you ever been as galactically stupid as he was about anything during your career?
You know, I'm rethinking our entire relationship now, Jesse. I'm rethinking making this appearance right now.
You ask one question about when we should have a conversation about having a conversation, and you never live it down.
You don't. Yeah, you should not live that down. You should not live that down because as a ball knower, the season doesn't begin until Memorial Day, right? The season does not. Nobody cares about the standings. And quite frankly, I don't even care about the standings until the All-Star break because the way that this game works, just look at last year's team. It's a perfect example of baseball. You go from, is this team that good in May to best record in baseball, number one seed. I'm not saying that's the expectation for this season, but it's just a reminder that, like, hey, they had the worst run differential ever in the first 4 games of a season and still had the number one record in baseball. Let it play out. It's a long year. And, Jesse, I will not hold your feet to the fire on that one, but that was a swing and a miss, man.
It was bad.
Not only does he dress nicely, he acts nicely. I'm sorry. I'm going to make fun of you forever for that, and especially when they win the World Series Sunday.
I've learned we've moved. I think it's hilarious that they not only went on to have the best record in baseball, but he won Manager of the Year for the second straight year. The Brewers never had a Manager of the Year. Council should have got it a bunch of times, and then ever since he left, we had nothing but the Manager of the Year. It's fantastic.
And Jesse took
how it all works out.
And Jesse tried to take credit for the turnaround because of him asking his question.
Lit a fire. Yeah.
All right, Dom, I do want to talk about expectations for this team because you've got that 30,000-foot view along with the minutia when it comes to this team. But we got to start with the Chourio thing. I'm curious. We know that he got hit by a pitch way back on March 4th in the World Baseball Classic. Now he starts on the IL, won't play today. Is this something that he tried to play through and they finally shut him down? Or what has been kind of the journey for him with this injury, and what are our expectations for his return?
Yeah, the timeline, just like you said, the 4th is when he got hit, and then he was down for a couple of days in the pool play. Venezuela was rolling through that pool anyway. It was always going to be them and Dominican. And he's playing through it. And a reminder on the timeline here, he got x-rays after he was hit by the pitch, and they did not show a fracture because it's a hairline fracture. It didn't show in another x-ray when he got back to Arizona. He was still dealing with soreness, but the x-ray again showed it was clean and he was fine and keep playing. And then finally, it was a check swing on Tuesday in the exhibitions that really flared up on him and made him realize, okay, something is wrong here. This isn't something I'm used to. Go to the MRI, and the MRI is what revealed the small hairline fracture at the bottom of his hand, bottom of his middle finger, if I could point it out here. Mm-hmm. Like, basically, as a right-handed hitter, you know, the middle of your hand, that's where your grip is, man. Like, that, you need that strength at the bottom of the bat. So the good news is because it's a hairline fracture and because he's technically been healing, they expect it to be short-term. 2 to 4 weeks is the expectation for Chourio to return.
It's weird. Jason and Tausch have been reviewing that finger with each other over the last couple of weeks, and the injury wasn't even
Notice I had the other fingers open at the same time.
Very critical, yes.
So, okay, Dom, if we learn nothing about the team or we don't care about the standings until Memorial Day or the All-Star break, last year the Torpedo Bats were the big takeaway from the opening weekend. That ended up kind of being a nothing burger by the time the season wrapped up at the end of the year. You're wearing a suit and tie there. It's a special day for a reason. What can we learn from these first 3 games against the White Sox here to open up the season?
I mean, the first thing that I'm learning about this team is how seriously they want to get Jake Bauers back in the lineup after having such an epic spring training. Him getting the nod in left field. Granted, they're facing a righty today, so it's easier to put the left-handed batting Bauers into the order against Shane Smith. But how aggressive are they going to be with Bauers in the order? Are there going to be days where he's in left and Yelly's DHing, vice versa, where Yelly plays left, Bauers DHs, or Bauers plays first and Vaughn DHs and Yelly plays left? That's going to be the 3-man weave that I'm going to be monitoring all season, where can they force Bauers to stay hot? Because he's somebody that's always been better with more frequent plate appearances. That's the first thing I really want to monitor. The second thing is how much can David Hamilton take that quantum leap that Pat Murphy predicted in spring training? Because I thought he had a very underrated camp. I thought he did everything the Brewers asked of him, especially defensively, learning a brand new position at third base. And he is the opening day third baseman here in a position he has never played professionally before, aside from 1 inning. So I think the Brewers believe in that. And I wonder, I'm just speaking out loud here, guys, how much they like David Hamilton and how much they like Jet Williams, because that's your depth chart at shortstop right now. And we know all eyes are going to be on Joey Ortiz. And, you know, as poor as last season went offensively for him, he knows he needs to step it up. But the Brewers have reinforcements ready to go if Joey's bat isn't catching up to his glove.
So for those like Jason who didn't watch much of spring training because they weren't on cable for him to easily click on it every day, who are some of the new guys that we should be keeping an eye on here at the start of the season? You mentioned a couple of them there. Who else should we kind of have top of mind as we're watching these first few games?
Well, don't worry. We are now on cable. They announced the channels today, and also today's available over Fox 6 over the air today, too. So keep that in mind for everybody here with GKP. But the point for the new guys, the name that I just keep coming back to is Brandon Sproat. He gets the ball on Sunday. He was acquired in the Freddie Peralta trade, and he's already in the opening day rotation. He's only made 4 big league starts, and I can tell you this, he's going to make a lot more than 4 big league starts this season. I think this is my pick to click. This is my National League Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be that good. I think he is somebody that already has a refined arsenal that is now getting the magic pixie dust of Chris Hook and Jim Henderson and the entire pitching staff. From what I saw on Tuesday and what I saw in spring training, this dude's got it. I mean, I air quotes it. And I'm very excited for Brandon Sproat to be a Rookie of the Year candidate and be somebody the Brewers are really excited for in their rotation.
So that's 2 votes for Sproat, because Rock was talking big on Sproat when he joined us a little earlier in the show too. So I'm circling that one. That's significant to keep an eye on when he gets a start here this weekend. Dom, so all right, we've talked about the young guys. What about the old guys? How's Yelich looking? How's William Contreras? How are the veterans looking coming back here this year?
Since when is 33 old, guys? I'm turning 32.
We talk about the Packers all the time.
Because we talk about the Packers on this show. Yes, exactly. You're being put out the pasture if Goody's in charge with you.
The old guys, in your words, not mine. But Yelly is ready to go. I joked with him a lot in spring training this year. I was down there the whole time, where we always do a kind of like an annual State of the Union at the very beginning of spring training with Yelly, and then we do it again at the end. And in the middle, it's like just like casual conversation with Yelly. And he didn't appear in a spring training game until I want to say like March 6th, March 7th. Like, it was pretty late for him. And I'm like, dude, it's your 14th year in the show. What do you really need? He's like, I'm good. I'm ready to go right now. Like, I'm ready. I just feel a calm confidence from Yelly. I feel a calm confidence from even guys like Andrew Vaughn, who believes that last year was not a fluke, that he can continue to be the first-round pick that he once was with these White Sox. And then the other guy that I just want to point out that I think we're forgetting about is William Contreras. I did a poll of who do you think is going to be the team MVP this year. Bryce Terang ran away with that, and I'm fine with that vote. Chourio was second, and then Contreras was third. Contreras is healthy. He's fresh and ready to go. He's got reinforcements with Gary behind him that he could take a few more days off potentially this season. But I think a healthy William Contreras could be tapped into more of the 2024 best catcher in baseball, William Contreras, as opposed to what we saw last year dealing with his finger. So that's my biggest, A. Williams going to get back to normal this season, and that's why this lineup's going to be really dangerous.
So it sounds, Dom, like everyone's feeling good. Like the rotation sounds like it's going to be good. Even though Chourio's down, it's still there's depth. It feels like the lineup's going to be good. The team won 97 games last year. A lot of the same pieces are back. A few are gone, but a lot are back. How come they keep getting projected by all these, sports books and everybody to win 81, 84 games like it's around 500? This happens every year. How come it keeps happening when they keep proving everybody wrong?
Because they don't pay attention. It's that simple. They just don't pay attention. They don't give them the credit that they deserve. And how many times, like the analogy I've been giving is it's like math class. It's like calculus. You got to show your work. You got to show how you got to the solution, right? And the Brewers have shown us when they make those difficult trades, they work out. When they traded Josh Hader, I know they didn't make the playoffs in 22, but it bore into William Contreras, and it started this three-peat. And then you look at, they trade Devin Williams, they trade Corbin Burns. All of those pieces have become important everyday pieces of the Brewers lineup. And how many times do they have to tell you, we believe in the minor league system, we believe in our scouting, we believe in our player development, to say, you guys don't rate our rookies high enough. We think these guys are studs. Guys like Jet Williams that are going to make their big league debut this year, he's going to be a stud. And I think that when you look at it from the rest of the league, most other teams are starting rookies because they have to. The Brewers tend to start rookies because they're excited to. And I think that they give them the time to be seasoned and ready to go and say, when you're here, you're expected to win. And that is such an amazing environment to get into as a rookie. I remember Yelly talked about it last year, where there are guys that have spent their entire 10, 12, 13-year careers in the show that have never been to playoffs. Guys like Sal Frelick and Bryce Terang don't know any different, on all their 3 years. So that's certainly a blessing the Brewers have going for them.
All right, Dom, I know you want to get ready for the game, so one quick thing. You mentioned Jet Williams twice. That is someone that obviously we know the name. We don't know the game yet. You were around him throughout spring training. We know his acquisition was a big part of that trade. Give us a better idea of what to expect, because when I hear you say that a guy's going to be a stud, that means a lot coming from you. Why should I feel that way?
When I look at Jet, I see three key ingredients that make him a Brewer, air quotes. Number one, he has great strike zone discipline. He understands ball strike, and he doesn't chase pitches. Number two, he hits the ball hard. I don't care that he's 5'6" listed at. He hits the ball hard. In fact, he hits the ball harder than Caleb Durbin, hits the ball harder than Andrew Monasterio, the guys that he would be replacing when he comes up to the show. And number three, he plays the Brewers brand of baseball already. He's had multiple seasons in the minors with 20-plus stolen bases. He puts bat to ball. He already fits the mold of guys that Pat Murphy loves to acquire. He's Dustin Pedroia. I know we use that comp way too much. This is the most Dustin Pedroia-looking guy since Dustin Pedroia, and that's why I'm fired up for it.
All right, so let you get to work. This is why I am so thankful for you and for Justin Garcia when it comes to the Bucks, because I hate people that do this job and fake their way through it. We don't do that around here. We have experts like you to help us, and we are so lucky to have you. If people want more of Dom Catroneo, which there are people that want that, I know that, where all can they get it, like in terms
Brewers
of on 620 WTMJ?
Brewers All Access is the podcast feed. Dom_Catroneo on Twitter and Dom C Baseball on Instagram.
Hey,
Dude.
I know there's a lot of people out in the parking lot and on 94 because there's construction. Are they cranking the music so everybody outside the stadium can enjoy it right now? Or
They
what's
did
the
turn
deal
it up
there?
Yeah,
late
the
in
Whiskey
our
Bells
conversation.
are playing right now. Yeah, the Whiskey Bells are cranking it out.
Feels like we're there.
Everyone's still at the tailgates. So sorry for the audio.
No, you're good.
difficulties, bro.
No, you're the best. All right, Dom, we'll let you go. Enjoy the game. Enjoy the season. We will be bothering you again throughout the year. We appreciate you when you make time for us, buddy. Thanks.
As long as Jesse doesn't have any bad managerial takes. Thanks, guys.
Well, I can't guarantee
No
anything
promises.
at this point. Yeah, exactly. That is